Hello guys, welcome back. In this video we're going to speak about arithmetic operators, and these are as usual operators which are available in mathematics, and we're not going to speak about calculus or differentiation or other mathematics stuff. So we're going to speak about these basics operators which are available here. And let's see, there are a bunch of these operators. For example, we have here an addition operator which is used for addition. We have the subtraction operator. We have a multiplication which is denoted by asterisks, and when you use this slash you're going to divide, and this is the division operator, and this percentage sign is used for the finding the remainder. So it is a remainder or a mod operator. So for example, if you divide here 19 by 5, we know that it's not going to finish all of it in division, so it's going to remain with 4. So this is useful. So let's see how we are going to get this. For example, here we take 19, then we divide by 5. So we are using this mod operator here to divide it, and we are going to get the answer 3. So it's closest to here, which is 15. So we take 3 times 5, which we get is 15. Then we take 19, we minus by 15, which we get the answer is 4. So this is our remainder. Let's look at another example here. For example, if we take 207, then we divide by 10, and we are going to get the answer, which is 20. Then we take 20, we multiply by 10 and get 200. So when we take this 207 and minus by 200, we get the answer, which is actually 7. So this is useful in different ways. Let's see how. So for example, testing here whether a number is even or odd. So for example, if you take a number which is actually even or odd and you divide this by 2, so if the answer is 0, we know that this answer is even. So if the remainder, so for example, if we take 5, then we divide by 2, we know that it's going to remain with 1. So this is not an even number, so it's going to be an odd number. So if the answer is 1, we know that if we divide this by 2 and the remainder is 1, we know this number is an odd number. Then also we can use finding individual digits of a number. So if we take, for example, a number, then we divide by 10, then the final digit is going to be the answer. So for example, here we have used this 207 and divided by 10. And as you have seen here, the final digit here is going to be 7, which is actually here in 207. Also, you can use to find the last 4 digits of a social security number. So you have that long social security number and you want to get the last 4 digits. You're going to use the mod operator and divide this by 10,000, and you're going to get the last 4 digits. So let's jump in Intelj IDE and see how we can use these operators in practice. We have navigated here to Intelj IDE. So we are going to create a new project. So we're going to select this new project here, and we are going to change this and call this BMI. So we're going to build a BMI calculator, which is just a simple calculator. So we select here version 11 or any version which you have. Then you have to select here application, click next. We don't change anything here in this window, and click finish. So now our project is going to build, and we are going to start to write our code when the Gradle finished to build. So now our project has finished to build. Let's navigate here to BMI, and we're going to SRC and navigate here to main and find the folder called Kotlin. We'll right click this folder and create a new Kotlin file. So you have to select here file, not class, and we're going to call this main. And I'm using the capital letter here, and this is the naming convention of Kotlin, and it is like Java. So we click OK to create a new file. So we are going to call the main function here in order to execute our code. So the main function is the main entry of this program. So without the main function, we can't execute our code. So now here we're going to build this BMI calculator, and first and foremost we have to declare some variables here. So we are going first to get the name of the user. So, and here we are using a string because we are using double quotes here. So we're going to declare here a name, and also we are going to get the weight of this person. So the weight is going to be in terms of double, so it is 9.5. Also we are going to get the height, which is, this weight is in terms of kilogram, and this height here is 1.9 meters, so it is in terms of meters. So we are going to calculate the BMI, and the BMI formula equals to weight divided by height multiplied by height. So this is the formula of calculating BMI. So we take here height squared time divided by the weight. So we have also to create a variable for this BMI, and we are going to call the variable weight, and we have to divide this by height, and we multiply by height. As you can see here, I'm using these brackets here in order to first perform the calculation inside here. So this is called precedence, and if you don't know what is precedence, you can watch out my video and see what precedence is, because if we remove this bracket, it's going to divide first weight divided by height, then it's going to multiply by height again, which is not what we want. So we want first height to be multiplied by height and to be divided by weight. So now we have calculated, so we must find a way to print this to the console. So we're going to use the println command, and we are going to call here println. So in order to print here, we are going to use a string template. So you can access variables here directly from this string template by using a $sign. So for example, here we are accessing the name variable, then so we provide the name here and the BMI is, and also we can use the $sign here and access the BMI variable here. So it's going to print here the name of the user and BMI is and the value of the BMI. So if we try to run our code here, it's going to execute this command. So let's try to run here, and also you can click this button here to run your application, or you can come here to this window here and click run main KT. So now it's going to execute here, and let's see. So now the program is finished to execute. As you can see here, it has printed the name which we have provided here, which is Hood, and BMI is, and provided the value of the BMI, which is 25.06. Now this was the way which you can use these operators to perform different mathematical operations. So also we have not talked about the mod operator, so let's create a simple way to display time here, and we're going to use the system in order to get the current time, and we're going to try to use the mod operator to tweak around and get the minute and the time, minute, seconds and hours, and different ways. So let's see how we can do this. So now let's first call up this and delete this one, because we don't need it anymore. So we have to get the time since midnight 1970. So since 1st January 1970, since midnight January 1970, and we're going to use the system. So we have time in milliseconds. So we are going to use this system dot current times mil. So we are going to get the time since 1970 in milliseconds. So we have to get first the second. So we are going to call this sec, and you can get the second if you divide this time in millisecond by 1000, because 1 second equals to 1000 millisecond. So we are dividing this total milliseconds with 1000 in order to get the total seconds. So also we can get the current second by using the mod operator. So we are calling this csec, and we are going to call the second here, and if we use the mod operator here, not the division, and we divide this by 60, we are going to get the current second. Also, let's get the minute. So here we are getting the total minutes. So we are dividing second with 60. So the total seconds divided by 60 is going to give us the total minutes. So we can use the mod operator and in order to get the current min. In order to get the current minutes, so we are going to use this minute, and we can use the mod operator divide by 60 in order to get the current minute. So let's first print So let's first print the time here in the total seconds here. So we are going to call this the minute is. So we are going to use also the $sign here and access the minutes. And second, let's see here, and we also we are going to use the $sign and access the second. As you can see here, we're going to print this, and this is in long. As you can see here, val time, and it has explicitly specified the data type, which is long. Also, let's try to duplicate this by pressing Ctrl D, and we are going to print here the current minute. So we have declared this cmin, and here we are going to call the current second. So let's try to run here and see this. As you can see here, we have got here our minute, and here it is a long number, and here it is a long seconds. So it has divided here. As you can see here, it is 16 minutes with 30 seconds. As you can see here also in our time, which has been executed by the compiler, which is also 16 to 30 minutes. So this was the quick way on how you can use these operators, and you can use them in different ways. So if you find this video helpful, please don't forget to subscribe and smash that bell icon, and you have to like this because it is good for our growth. Thank you for watching.